So I've got the blanks pressed together between two pieces of 3/4 inch MDF with a length of all thread connected and bolted down in the middle, and 8 clamps around the corners and edges. Doing this in my work clothes is probably not the smartest thing ever, but I don't have a lot of time and I need to get this out of the pressure. So right there you can see it chipped out, and I don't know, I'm not sure what happened there, but there's going to be, I'm going to put a 45-degree chamfer, I guess you would actually call it, bevel, from the bottom edge of the maple all the way up. Just a hair more. There we go. Fits. 2 nights ago, I had the hoops rough cut, shaped, ready to go, unfinished but shaped and fit to the drum heads. So I sat down. It was pretty late at night. It was after midnight, and I wanted to put the drum together just to see how it all sounded, make sure everything was working, that things lined up properly. And I noticed something when I did that. So that's a 15-inch head on the top hoop. Here's the drum shell. Now I made the drum shell undersized on purpose in the first place. It was supposed to be right at about 14.5 inches. I wanted a 1/4 inch extra on each side to prevent the head from binding on the sides of the hoop of the shell. So that was all good. However, as you move your fingers, I wanted to center the drum on the head. I noticed that there was more room on one side of the shell than there was on another. So I can get a better view here. So that space right there is narrower in that spot than it is right there. So the drum is actually centered right now, but you can see that it's narrower in some spots than it is in others. In other words, the shell is not round. I was pretty darn bummed. So I put in a message to the guy who's ordered the drum and let him know what's going on. What I'm gonna do, I still have enough maple to make a 14.5 or 14.75. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger because I don't like that much wiggle room there. But I'm gonna make it out of solid maple, and he agreed. Now he followed up with a question a few hours later that surprised me. He said, "Is there anything we can do to salvage this shell?" Well, I think there is. I've got a thickness here of about 5/8 inches. The drum, at its narrowest, is 14 3/8. Its widest, it's 14 5/8. So that's a 1/4 inch difference in total diameter, or an 1/8 inch difference on each side. If I take an 1/8 inch off of 5/8 thickness on the outside, that'll give me a 1/2 inch thickness of the shell. But I also have to round up the inside, which means I'm going to lose an 1/8 on the inside, which brings me to a 3/8 thickness. That's not thin for a ply drum standard, but I'm a little worried it's kind of thin for a stave drum standard. So there is enough thickness there to make a shell, or to keep a shell after I re-round it. I'm going to have to make sure it's centered perfectly on the jig before I start, like perfectly. And then if I need to put in counter hoops, I can do that. But the answer is yes. I think I can get this to work again.